A very good evening and a warm welcome to our second edition of UBC News Tonight on this 20th day of February 2025. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto, and my colleague Muhammad Mugalu Sign Language will be joining us in just a bit. Now, before we get into tonight's news bulletin, let's first take a look at the top stories tonight. In our top stories tonight, VP Alupo urges Constitutions of Learning to embrace the use of artificial intelligence. ICC earmarks 52.4 million euros to compensate Kony victims. Museveni commissions essential drug manufacturing factory in Namamve. And Special Forces Command passes out 98 officers. Good evening once again. Now, President Yoweri Museveni has affirmed government's commitment towards supporting investors to promote industrialization for economic development. Museveni describes tax incentives as a calculated move meant to promote manufacturing. Now, this is said while commissioning an essential drug manufacturing factory at Namamve Industrial Park on the outskirts of Kampala. We have the details.
The commissioning of Presto Medical, a new essential drug manufacturing factory in Namamve, is seen as an addition to Uganda's industrialization journey. Not only has it created employment, but also added a mark on Uganda's economic progress.
Incentives, because without tax incentives, Your Excellency, it is not possible to import the equipment into the country. It is not possible start paying tax on your first day of operation. So for this, I think I've heard so many people talk about some of our partners like IMF and the rest against the incentives, but I think the diagnosis is wrong, because without such incentives, it is very hard to invest.
Promoting the pathogenic economy has helped us to get many industrialists. It has reduced our imports of medical commodities by 70%. Now it's at 70%. That means that it has reduced by 30%. So we're very, very excited that Ugandans have now moved from trade to doing value addition, and knowing that that's where they'll get incentives, both tax incentives and non-tax incentives such as land, has given them impetus to be able to come into the manufacturing sector.
Such progress has been possible with Uganda's favorable policies on investment.
That everybody that has been importing drugs, God should touch your hearts. And instead of siphoning dollars out of the country on a daily basis, build here and build Uganda together with us. But they promised, and I hope they will do it. So when you see me increasing verification fees, I am sending a message to you that actually if I give you more time and you do not respond, I will increase the more verification fees so that you can produce from here.
Industrialists in Namamve are crying about the Jokers Road. The reason why the Jokers Road is not done is because it's a national road. The support you gave for us was for the industrial park roads, and now that road being a national road, the money is not enough to do it. Your Excellency, my prayer and ask is please support us that we also do the Jokers Road.
To emphasize this was President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who took time to explain tax incentives on manufacturing.
Free land. Why do you have to sell land to manufacturers? The land is not for sale. What we want is for you to produce a product which we need here and which is needed maybe outside also. And our contribution is free land. On taxes, we don't tax you directly for 10 years, I think.
Museveni expressed gratitude that Ugandan investors were embracing the industrial sector. The president pledged more support to the investors, including upgrading road infrastructure within and outside the industrial park.
Now, on the issue of the electricity, we're going to sort it out. The problem was Bujagali, which has a high cost. But all the other government power stations produce cheap electricity. But we shall sort it out with time. Now, the road we are talking about, I was not aware of it. Now that you have told me, we are going to work on it.
Bristol Medicals becomes one of over 400 factories at Namave Industrial Park, employing many and changing the face of Uganda's economic landscape. Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
Belarus's Prime Minister Roman Golovchenko has this evening arrived in Uganda on an official visit and has been received by the Prime Minister of Uganda, Honorable Robina Nabanja. Now, during his visit to Uganda, Roman Golovchenko will have a one-on-one meeting with President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, while members of the Belarus official delegation will hold talks with their Ugandan counterparts. International documents are planned to be signed following these talks. Roman Golovchenko's visit to Uganda is part of the government's consistent efforts to promote cooperation with distant countries. Now, the High Court has issued an eviction order for Njeru Livestock Farm under the National Genetics Research Institute in Njeru Town Council, Jinja District. This ruling officially returns the disputed land to the family of the late Ham Mukasa following a legal battle with the Ministry of Agriculture.
The Njeru Livestock Farm is in shock as the court's decision effectively transfers ownership of the 469-acre land to the Mukasa family. The ruling follows a prolonged dispute in which the family sought compensation from the government for the land.
So today, after so many letters and copies of communication to the General, to Ministry of Agriculture, to Njeru Town Council, notifying them of the different court orders that have given our clients the right of re-entry and the eventual possession of their land. Today we decided to conclude the means to justice that our has been seeking.
According to Andrew Chibumba, legal counsel for the Mukasa family, the matter was taken to court after the government failed to fulfill its financial obligations.
Come to evacuate these cattle, property of government, to another government farm, which is in Kayunga, Luseke. And I want to thank all the stakeholders involved in this account that have kept the exercise.
Once payment was received, the family pursued the removal of livestock from the premises. The disputed land, comprising 295 blocks on Plot 2, has been the subject of legal contention for years. The recent ruling grants ownership to Nanyondo Brenda, one of the children of the late Hamu Mukasa.
Brenda Nanyondo is a granddaughter to Lucky. She's a daughter to Sarah, one of the children, the late She's a beneficiary of this estate. As you know, there have been several fights between Georgetown Council and the family of Hamu Mukasa Council as a beneficiary, and a holder of her mother's letters of administration.
This afternoon, government vehicles arrived at the farm to transport the livestock to Kayunga Government Farm. Authorities have assured the public that the relocation process is being conducted in an orderly manner. Crispus Arinitwe, Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
From the 2024 crime report, the police managed to apprehend several suspects with the help of sniffer dogs. Now over 15,000 arrests were made, more than 5,000 suspects were taken to court and 6,000 exhibits were recovered. The same report revealed 8 cases of drug trafficking and an 8% increase in marine crime. Ivan Kahwa breaks down the figures.
The just-released 2024 crime report revealed that the Uganda Police Force K9 unit tracked 9,899 cases, with 1,902 cases handled in May, the highest for the year. In 2024, 15,579 arrests were made, compared to 16,341 in 2023. Of those arrested, 13,409 were male adults, 1,354 were female adults, 743 were male juveniles, and 73 were female juveniles. A total of 5,520 of the suspects were taken to court, with 6,920 exhibits recovered, compared to 6,554 in 2023. Overall, there was a reduction in the tracking of cases, a decrease in arrests, and an increase in exhibits recovered. The performance of the K9 unit has been enhanced with the operationalization of a breeding and training program for dogs, including deploying 2 sniffer dogs at every police station nationwide. In 2024, Interpol intercepted 7 drug traffickers, including 2 cases of cocaine, 2 cases of methamphetamine, and 1 case of opium. The suspects included 5 males and 3 females. 4 suspects were sentenced to fines of 10 to 20 million shillings. 1 case was dismissed and 1 case is still pending. Marine crimes registered an increase of 8%, with 190 offences in 2024, compared to 176 in 2023. Of these, 119 cases were related to drowning, 34 cases involved robbery on the water, and 6 cases were each related to armed robbery and boat capsizing. The report indicates that the majority of the cases occurred on Lake Victoria, with 130 incidents, followed by Lake Albert with 17 and Lake Choga with 14. A total of 152 males and 26 females died, while 130 people were rescued. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
Now, the Special Forces Command has passed out 98 officers who completed a 6-month training in Nakasongola. These officers successfully completed the course designed to challenge and expand tactical and leadership skills of the officers. The Special Forces Commander, Major General David Mugisha, cautioned officers against sectarianism and corruption while commending the CDF's role in strengthening the effectiveness of the UPDF through training. Tony Kent-Chaze reports.
The Special Forces Command has passed out 84 male and 14 female officers at the Amilcar Cabral Airborne Training School in Nakasongola. These officers completed a 6-month sub-unit commander's course. The SFC commander, Major General David Mugisha, emphasized that a competent force requires training, which is a backbone of the military.
Allow me to thank Special Forces Command leadership for your steady commitment you have always demonstrated in the course of training our personnel. Your dedication to enhancing combat readiness ensures that we remain prepared to defend our nation at all costs. Through your leadership, guidance, and investment in rigorous training programs, you have equipped our troops with the skills, discipline, resilience necessary to meet any challenge.
Major General Mugisha highlighted the President's vision of transforming training schools into centers of excellence, while also cautioning officers against sectarianism and corruption.
As you prepare to leave this prestigious school and take on new responsibilities and roles, ladies and gentlemen gathered here tonight, remember that Special Force plays a critical role in national security, defense, and specialized military operations. And it is against this background that I urge you to always remember the core values that you have guided and shaped you to reach this far.
Lieutenant Colonel Mickey Paul Lokut, the SFC Director of Training and Doctrine, says that the sub-unit commander's course prepares young officers for Special Forces operations.
So we made sure that the package is inclusive and gives them a window to see what they would have done in Special Forces qualification course. So it enables them to communicate effectively with those other soldiers who have done a 1-year course in terms of really the language, command language, in terms of their daily interaction in the unit and when they are advising or guiding them. So it's been very important for them to complete this course.
The commandant of the school, Major Richard Mukwaya, honored the graduates' resilience and teamwork during the training.
So over the past month, we have witnessed the exceptional display of commitment and professionalism from all participants. The course has been designed to challenge you to expand your tactical and leadership skills and to prepare you for complexities in modern military operations.
The best performing officers were recognized, and these included Second Lieutenant Matthew Ikondere, Best Overall, Lieutenant Gordon Andama, Best in Leadership, Second Lieutenant Vivina Praise Asasira, Best Female, Lieutenant Ibrahim Loyimbazi, Best in Field, and Second Lieutenant Raymond Tumusime, Best in Academics. Tony Kent Chaze, Ivan Kahwa, UBC.
Now, a 3-day capacity building workshop for leaders in the Kigezi region commenced today, bringing together resident district commissioners, district internal security officers, deputy RDCs and assistant RDCs. The workshop is aimed at enhancing the leadership and management skills of the participants and is expected to equip them with the necessary knowledge and tools to effectively support the government's development agenda. We have the details.
Opening remarks, Sister Grace Akiror, the Deputy Head of the Resident District Commissioner's Secretariat, stressed the importance of capacity building, noting that it is designed to bring leaders back on board, awaken them, and ensure they work towards achieving their mandate.
We are here to retool these RDCs, to bring them back on board in vis-a-vis their respective mandates. We are here to reawaken them and ensure that their performance aligns with their mandate, especially in the issues of service delivery for our people.
Millie Vavirwe Babalanda, the minister in charge of the presidency and the chief guest, highlighted 5 key issues during her address with a particular emphasis on teamwork. She pointed out that in Kigezi, leaders are still engaged in infighting which hampers progress and development.
The other DC fighting the assistant other DCs and vice versa. And what for? Why are you fighting? We are serving one government, our interests are the same, and with the able leadership of one president, that is His Excellency retired General Kaguta Museveni. But you hear the other DC fighting the DC, the other DC fighting the assistant other DC. Wow!
Additionally, Minister Babalanda issued a stern warning to those who engage in corrupt practices and seek help from politicians to evade accountability.
After involving in corruptive practices, some of you rush to politicians thinking that they will protect you. No way. This is a wastage of time. For as long as I am still in charge of presidency, I shall not tolerate corrupt staff. You will be individually subjected to the full course of the law, just like any other Ugandan.
The participants expressed their gratitude for the opportunity to attend the workshop and noted that they had gained valuable knowledge and insights by the end of the 3-day session.
The Office of the President has been doing this over time to remind us sometimes when we overstay without being assisted, to remind us of what we are supposed to do. Sometimes we sleep on the job. So we thank our team, we thank our leaders for having organized this opportunity so that we can reflect on the NRM manifesto of which we are supposed to be monitoring and how effective have we been as a team.
The capacity building workshop is part of the government's ongoing efforts to enhance the capacity of its leaders and officials to deliver services effectively and efficiently. Lauryn Masika, Shiva Nayevale, UBC News.
Cedric Babu urges party leaders to focus campaign efforts in Kampala ahead of the 2026 general presidential election. Cedric Babu, the vice chairperson of the Patriotic League of Uganda, has called on NRM leaders to intensify their presidential campaign efforts, particularly in Kampala, to ensure a resounding victory for President Museveni in the upcoming 2026 elections. Now, Babu made the remarks during a strategic meeting with NRM leaders at Katikati, where they discussed and brainstormed key strategies for the campaign in Kampala. He emphasized the importance of a robust presence in the capital city to secure widespread support and deliver a strong mandate for the president. Take a look.
First of all, these sort of engagements are to familiarize ourselves with what we refer to in politics as the electorate. The NRM Kampala Central chairman position is made up of really the councillors, the current flag bearers, and it's done in an electoral process. So it's not the usual adults approach. So it's really, that is why we're here. So I asked them to come and, let's all have lunch together, try and see where the problems are, the problems that NRM has had over the past few years, why we've struggled in Kampala. But I think, it's just really, this is just one of those things where we get together, and we're going to get together more and more. And we have to find a place where we could all meet.
Lead people into the money economy, sustainability measures, and we thank God. We want Cedric to be the bridge between us and the people in the central government. He has brought us the coordinator for PDM, and he has done us very good. We are looking at a community, an environment where we don't have poverty, where we are looking at household income as a priority to our people we are leading, instead of giving people at the time of elections 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, buying them liquor. So what we are having right now is providing sustainable solutions to other people we are leading.
Here for the launch of chairmanship of Kampala Central NRM, and our candidate is Honorable Cedric Ndilima Babu. Why do we want to have a change in the NRM structure? Why do we want to have a new chairperson? The chairperson who has been there has not been efficient in his office. He has never held any meeting, NRM meeting. He's holding NRM in his bag. He's not helping people. Politics and economics move hand in hand. Our people have challenges. They have issues. People want jobs. People want bursaries. People are sick. People want help. People need counseling. But the leaders in NRM, especially those who are weak on the ground, they want to manipulate the NRM register and come to power, which we are saying no.
UBC News tonight. Now, the youth have expressed a strong interest in contesting for the presidential seat in the next year's general election. Led by Kigezi David William, they believe they are in a better position to represent and address the pressing issues facing young people. Kigezi made his official declaration of candidacy during the launch of his manifesto at a press conference held at MUBS in Nakawa.
It is a beautiful morning, judged by the euphoria and by the jubilance of your faces. You make my heart go empere tempere. Not only do you make my heart go empere tempere, you make my cheeks go dingly and dingly. Guaranteed tarekicho, with the most level of humility, gentility, and from the best of my ability.
As the preparations for next year's general election is intensified, presidential candidates have begun to showcase their abilities and aspirations for the country's top office. David William Kigezi, a former student of MUBS, is among the youth who have announced their candidacy. He was joined by a group of enthusiastic youth supporters, mainly students, who rallied behind him.
As I have said, joining me, it would be an exciting journey to transform this country. For the younger people, our time is now. We need a good education system that will give us jobs. We should stop expecting our jobs outside the country.
Kigezi highlighted his commitment to representing youth, prioritizing their concerns and addressing the challenges they face should he be elected president of Uganda in the 2026 general elections.
The growing population, until corresponding to the increasing business in this country, is a problem. But Uganda's biggest problem is poverty, poor service delivery. There is a need for a balanced approach for the development of this country. This can only be achieved through free market economies alongside government intervention in business.
He emphasized the 5 key areas in his manifesto, including reforms in the education and health sectors, as well as tackling corruption.
To fight corruption, that is number 1 on my manifesto. Education and health, that is number 2. Good governance and accountability, that is number 3. Security, national unity and patriotism, that is number 4. Environmental conservation and sustainable development, that is number 5. Those are the 5 points manifesto that I'm going to trek this journey to champion Uganda.
On human rights violations, Kigezi stressed that a legal framework is essential to effectively address the issue, and he vowed to advocate for such reforms.
So, what I will first enforce is the legal framework. The legal framework that will advocate for the rights of people in this country. We need a legal framework that knows that is well equipped to protect the lives of our people.
I'm Njeru for UBC.
Must be Kigezi in the atmosphere. I said, woo!
Yes, those are our energetic young men. Well, let's wait for the 2026 elections. Well, we do wish you all the best. Well, in more news this evening, the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance has unveiled a new business process outsourcing policy aimed at creating jobs and tapping into the rapidly expanding global market. The policy launched will help ease work for ministries as well as finding professionals for particular assignments. We have the details in this report.
Government has launched the Business Process Outsourcing Program as a strategic pillar for economic growth and youth employment. The system is meant to cut down bureaucracy, select the best party for a particular job. The Minister of Information and National Guidance, Chris Bayomunsi, highlighted how the portal will enhance efficiency and ease work for both government and the private sector.
What is important now is to translate the policy into meaningful action, which means identifying opportunities where our young people can get employed. Because BPO basically refers to a company subcontracting some of its operations to third-party vendors. And in the developed world, it's a growing industry where companies can outsource young people, especially in Africa, for them to do various jobs. For instance, you can be an auditor here in Uganda, and a company in Canada employs you to audit their books.
The policy aims at creating jobs and tapping into the rapidly expanding global BPO market, positioning Uganda as a leading BPO hub, enabling the country to compete on the global stage.
We developed the digital transformation roadmap that has areas of focus that also benefit business process outsourcing. We are focusing on digital infrastructure, ensuring that we have connectivity everywhere across the country. We are investing in data centers and also encouraging the private sector to also set up data centers, because the government data center alone is not enough.
In simple terms, the business policy outsourcing involves companies outsourcing services such as customer support, data entry, accounting, and IT solutions to skilled professionals.
And the task for us as a government is to put in place a supportive ecosystem, a supportive environment. For instance, the internet must be cheap. People must access digital devices like laptops, like phones, like computers, so that you can be able to do these BPO jobs.
We call them service centers. Public service delivery centers are going to be providing services to the people in the community. That when you want a driving permit, for example, you don't have to come to Kampala to pick your permit. You don't have to come to Kampala to pick your passport. You don't have to come to Kampala to pick your national ID. All those are going to be done at those centers. And that in itself is business process outsourcing. So in the country and out of the country, there are opportunities for all Ugandans that we are leveraging on.
Through this, livelihoods will be improved, drive economic growth through information and communication technologies. Mashomiro Victor and Amon Gabo reporting for UBC News.
Uganda has inaugurated its first Deep Technology Center of Excellence at the Namamve Industrial Park. The initiative is part of the country's strategy to catalyze innovation in emerging technological fields, giving the country a global competitive edge. According to analysts, integrating deep tech innovation into Uganda's economy could enable the country to take a leading role in the fourth industrial revolution.
The launch of a Deep Tech Center of Excellence in Namamve Industrial Park marks a transformative moment in the nation's deep technology and innovation evolution. Spearheaded by the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation and Future Lab, the center, among others, will create a dynamic ecosystem where deep technology propels economic transformation and provides new opportunities for young people.
The reason they were telling you we are going to begin the silicon with this, it's because of the value chain approach. So we don't build things haphazardly. Sometimes when we present to people, they see a lot of projects, they think it's haphazard. No. It's all very systematically thought through. We are placing one leg and bringing the other leg such that we are making progress.
During the launch, the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa, highlighted the center's role in advancing solutions tailored to address Uganda's energy and mineral sector challenges.
We have created mineral beneficiation centers in the regions. How can we share this infrastructure that we have? The beneficiation centers in the east, in the west, to help the artisanal miners, those that have been mining in their own rudimentary way. They need assistance. How do we use the innovators to help these artisanal miners do the right thing and be more efficient? So sharing infrastructure will definitely cut costs.
Among the initiatives announced at the event were the AI for BPO initiative, an AI studio to support ministries, departments and agencies in adopting AI technologies for improved service delivery, and Deep Tech Venture Studio to empower innovators in building world-class ventures.
We're faced with a unique set of opportunities and challenges around what deep technology means. I think for me the first opportunity is just understanding what it is. Not all of us here are fully technical. But that beyond that is you find there's things like just limited access to this kind of infrastructure. I think this is the first of its kind that we're seeing in Uganda, but there's similar attempts around the rest of the world to build world-class facilities like this. You've been given an opportunity to leapfrog them. How do we
A 2022 report by the Boston Consulting Group revealed that investments in deep tech startups reached $60 billion in 2021, more than doubling since 2016, underscoring the rapid growth and potential of the deep tech industry. Maureen Babidi for UBC.
The News Tonight takes a very short break, but return with more stories. Don't move an inch.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Hey, Nkowe High School. Now wana tufunye wo muwanguzi owa MTN Momo. Ye wangu de school fees ezo mwaka mulamba tebereza. Hey, owulira otya mutima kati.
Banange sanyu byenye nali amochi wago nyanjaga nyangu amali wa ronze erinyo.
Esisi?
Njani awangula school fees.
Eza Momo.
Eza Momo.
Ezo mwaka mulamba.
Okumala mwaka mulamba de musanyu.
Oh my goodness.
Banange MTN mwene yaza ne yaze.
Wanje?
Mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala.
Nkubiriza muzadde munange yonna gy'oli. Wallahi sasulia school fees for Momo Pay.
Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Census report of 2016, in Uganda, 12.4% of the population, about 4.5 million, live with a disability. Limited access to ICT and assistive technologies increases digital disparities, prompting UCOSAF's aim to promote digital inclusiveness for persons with disabilities. The ICT for People with Disability program aims to improve the accessibility of education and technology for persons with disabilities and promote their full and effective participation in society. UCOSA is implementing this program through the creation and maintenance of an online observatory for persons with disabilities intended to link persons with disabilities with service providers and different programs that empower them, and provision of adaptive tools that enhance their quality of life through ICTs and digital skilling.
Listen up. Collocates is on a mission. It makes our gums happy and our teeth strong. See? We're moving forward and making changes.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate Science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
And we'll leave no smile behind.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still with us here on UBC News Tonight. Now, in more stories this evening, Uganda will host the Middle East and Africa Digital Transformation Summit from the 25th to the 27th of June 2025 in Kampala, organized by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, COMESA Business Council and High People Foundation. Now, this was said by Dr. Chris Banyomunsi, the Minister of ICT and National Guidance, during a press briefing at Uganda Media Center in Kampala. We have the details.
Good afternoon.
Under the theme, Driving Digital Transformation for a Connected and Inclusive Middle East and Africa Region, MEA, the summit's objective is to address the question of digital transformation within these two regions.
The objectives of this summit that will be held here for the first time in Uganda are: one, bringing together policymakers, industry leaders, innovators, and investors to collaborate on driving digital transformation across various sectors.
The partners aims at promoting trade, easy accessibility, and payment of goods and services across the regions.
So when we are speaking seamless connectivity and interoperability, we are convening for the Middle East and Africa Digital Transformation Summit in Uganda for the first time to ensure that we collaborate on building seamless, interoperable economies that allow us, among other benefits, to even travel to any of the Middle East and Africa Digital Transformation participants without needing to have a visa or receiving a visa on arrival.
So by the end of the day, we are looking at aspects like, for instance, interoperability. How do I easily pay, maybe even on mobile money, I pay money from here in Uganda, maybe to a bank in Zambia. That's number one, interoperability. Number two, we are looking at affordability. Through digital transformation, how are services going to be affordable? Today, if I'm going to send the money maybe from one country into another, you pay maybe as high as maybe $100 or even more than that, depending on the value of the transaction. But now what we're saying is, how can we come up with initiatives that will bring down the cost of transaction?
Government is doing everything possible to reduce on the costs of smart devices and internet costs across the country.
Our target that the next 1 or 2 years, like we announced earlier on, next 2 years, is to bring down the cost of a smartphone to 40,000 Uganda shillings. How shall we get to that? One, attract companies that will manufacture and assemble these smart devices here, instead of buying them from China and they come.
Winnie Ainembabazi Katwire and Mike Bakabulindi for UBC.
Thank you so much.
The State Minister for Environment, Beatrice Atim-Anwar, has called on African environmentalists to develop research, innovations and technologies aimed at improving the water and sanitation ecosystem in Africa. While officiating the closing of the week-long African Water and Sanitation Association International Congress and Exhibition in Munyonyo, Anwar emphasized the importance of a collective approach that utilizes the continent's natural resources. We have more.
The week-long African Water and Sanitation Association International Congress and Exhibition concluded with a call for enhanced collaboration and information sharing regarding climate change.
We resolve to accelerate sanitation access and coverage through innovative financing mechanisms, appropriate technology adoption, and complementary partnerships and collaborations.
Stakeholders within the association have passed resolutions aimed at addressing the urgent need to improve access to safe water and create sustainable solutions for preserving water bodies for future generations.
Improve utility performance and operational efficiency as one of the measures to reduce the financing gaps.
Modern technologies through exhibitions, and I'm sure all of us have been able to formulate within their minds some of the things they can use to make their utilities better.
The State Minister of Environment, Beatrice Atim-Anwar, officiated the closure of the Congress with a call for cutting-edge research and innovations to ensure sustainable water and sanitation solutions in the region.
Innovative solutions, the collaborative spirit and determination to make a difference are really visible. And I want to thank you. It is about promoting environment, sustainability, climate resilience, and equitable service amongst others.
The alarming issue of populations deprived of access to clean water remains a pressing concern, and attendees are challenged to seek long-lasting solutions.
We have millions of people still lacking access to basic water and sanitation services.
They are also allowing, I think, to finance operation and maintenance, which is so hugely important if you want to have continuous water supply.
The Congress concluded with the election of the new president, Dr. Blaise Moussa, of Water Utilities Manager from Cameroon.
Then this one is not for you to spare anybody, but it is for you not to fear to take tough decisions in the board.
The 22nd African Water and Sanitation Association International Congress and Exhibition was held under the theme Clean Water for All, a Secure Future for Africa. Abdul Nasser Lubwama and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
The Engineers Registration Board recently conducted a statutory technical visit to the Isimba hydropower plant in Kayunga district and provided key recommendations aimed at enhancing operations and ensuring long-term sustainability of the facility. The Engineers Registration Board also recently engaged the Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Assets Authority in its mission to advocate for policy provisions that empower Ugandan engineers in strategic infrastructure projects. We have more.
The 20th board, which was inaugurated in August 2024, conducted a technical statutory visit to the Isimba hydropower plant in Kayunga district. During the visit, the board provided technical recommendations to ensure the efficient and effective operation of the dam, safeguarding its long-term performance and design life. I'm sure all of you have heard about Isimba Dam, which was commissioned a few years ago. But it has had some challenges, actually right from construction. Because there was a time when it was reported about the cracks in the dam and a few other issues.
Shaping a sustainable future through engineering, and we're going to have so many activities, especially the conference papers on the Forum Day on 4th that will speak into the international theme. We'll also have our engineer-in-chief from the Ministry of Works who will speak to Uganda's context in relation to the international theme. And then we'll also have a representative from UNESCO also speaking into that theme. So we've talked about 4 events, starting with the run on Sunday. Next will be the next gen, the young engineers. We want to reach out to them. We've had feedback from many universities, tertiary institutions talking about not knowing what it means or what it takes to get registered, not knowing whether there's a benefit, like some of you already talked about it. Why register when I can actually go and do my own things there? Third day is when you have the forum where we'll have all these activities and speakers speaking into the theme and addressing various issues. We'll be recognizing best performing students in the universities across the country. That will also be one way of highlighting the engineers and speaking out to the lead engineers as well. We'll also be recognizing firms that have stood out, or entities or individuals that have had star projects coming out through them. Those will also be recognized. So we are calling on everyone out there, engineers, government, politicians, to come and support us, because we'll also use that as an opportunity to bridge the gaps that we've talked about here and close them so that we can work towards a better opportunity for this country.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo.
Hey, Nkowe High School nawana tufunyewo muwanguzi owa MTN momo ye wangude school fees ez'omwaka mulamba tebereza owulira otya mutima kati
bannange essanyu lyennyina lya mukiwago nyanjaganyangu wamali bwalonze erinnya
esisi
njaani awangula school fees
eza momo ez'omwaka
okumala omwaka mulamba ndi musanyufu.
Oh my goodness.
Bannange MTN neyanza
wanje
mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala
nkubiriza muzadde munnange yonna gy'oli wallahi sasulya school fees ku momo pay.
Dial star 165 star 80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Alright, listen up. Quality is on a mission. It makes our gums happy and our teeth strong. See? We're moving forward and making changes.
It's kind of a big thing. Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
And we'll leave no smile behind.
Government of Uganda presents Post Buses in Uganda, operated by Posta Uganda. We specialize in professional transport, courier, and vehicle hire services across Uganda. Our routes include Kampala Masaka Mbarara Kabale Chisoro, Kampala Mukono Jinja Mbale via Tirinyi Road Soroti Lira, and Kampala Luwero Kamudini Gulu Kitgum. Our main offices are located at the Post Office Head Office on Kampala Road, with booking services available at counters 23 and 24 at the General Post Office. You can also book at designated district post offices along our routes. For inquiries or bookings, please contact us on 0751 684 184. Posta Uganda. We deliver trust.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Welcome back from that break. Now into the business scene. The Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, in collaboration with the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, has launched a 4-year project aimed at strengthening small and medium enterprises to maximize benefits from the African Continental Free Trade Area. Speaking at the launch, Minister for Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Francis Mwebesa, reaffirmed the government's commitment to improving infrastructure to enhance trade linkages and integrate SMEs into regional and global value chains.
We are fostering linkages between agriculture and industry. Include inadequate infrastructure, fragmented markets, limited access to financing, non-tariff barriers, and in many cases insufficient technological advancement. Additionally, women and youth entrepreneurs, despite their immense potential, face additional obstacles.
To assist countries to have this kind of dialogue in order to understand the landscape in terms of the SME landscape, but also to understand where the gaps are in order to foster the implementation of strategies that could address those gaps.
To train the policymakers, the MSMEs, the agencies, and all bodies that are involved in trade facilitation, so that we can take advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Area market. And this is a 1.4 billion population market. We know that MSMEs have challenges of accessing markets, acquiring technologies, including the policy formulations.
Now, in an effort to tackle the low insurance penetration in Uganda, Jubilee Insurance has launched an innovative digital platform, the J-Force platform, designed to improve the accessibility and affordability of insurance services. This new initiative is set to revolutionize how Ugandans interact with insurance providers, bridging the gap in a sector that has long struggled with low uptake.
The event held in Kampala marked a milestone for Jubilee Insurance as they unveiled their digital platform designed to address key barriers to insurance penetration in Uganda. Speaking at the launch, Arthur Kintu, Country Director Sales at Jubilee Health Insurance, highlighted the platform's potential to transform the industry.
It's one that we think that once a client is able to sort of, our agents are able to reach out to the clients, the message will be delivered directly. We will be able to renew our policies real time. We will be able to also pick information from our clients real time. The app is also going to do a needs analysis on our customers, and I think we will be able to sort of do a shift in terms of insurance delivery to our customers and take the last mile to our customers there.
According to Dan Musime, the CEO of Jubilee Health Insurance, the platform will leverage mobile and online technology to simplify insurance access, allowing users to browse, compare and purchase policies directly from their devices.
The platform simplifies key processes such as lead management, onboarding, quotation generation, policy issuance and renewals, which eliminates unnecessary steps that involve paperwork and hence ensuring a hassle-free and faster way for customers to get protection.
The launch comes at a time when Uganda's insurance penetration remains one of the lowest in the region at just under 1%.
It is clear that we must adopt digital solutions to reach more customers and simplify access to insurance. J-Force is not just a new tool, it is part of Jubilee Health's broader vision to lead this digital transformation, to streamline the customer journey and making medical insurance more accessible, efficient and customer-centric.
To boost adoption, Jubilee Insurance has partnered with financial institutions and telecom companies to offer seamless payment options.
By equipping our intermediaries with the right tools, we hope to boost their productivity and empower them to deliver an exceptional experience to our customers.
As Uganda embraces digital transformation, initiatives like this could play a key role in driving insurance penetration and enhancing financial inclusion. Justine Nakami, UBC News.
And with that, we come to the end of our second edition of UBC News Tonight. Thank you so much for your company. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto, and my colleague Muhammad Mugalun's sign language interpretation. We do bid you farewell and good night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Attention all young people of Kigezi, Honorable Minister of State for Youth and Children Affairs and National Vice Chairman
PLU, Honorable Dr. Balambaruga Hariatenyi, cordially invites you to the Kigezi Youth Day Symposium and Rally. Join us this Friday, 21st February 2025 at Kakakunda Playground in Kigezi, Ruchige District for an exciting event packed with Poverty Eradication Crusade, hear from key crusaders on strategies to overcome poverty, football, cheer on your favorite team in the NRM Youth vs PLE football match, entertainment galore. Enjoy delicious eats, refreshing drinks, and thrilling entertainment. Youth empowerment. Learn from youth livelihood coordinators and other youth program coordinators on how to benefit from government programs. Launch of basic skilling programs. Our special guest, Honorable Balambaruga Hare, will be joining us to make this event even more unforgettable. This event is proudly powered by Dr. Sylvia Alnaitwe, the driving force behind